As a man, there's a certain gland you have that may make you a little uncomfortable to talk about. In fact, in a recent study, over a third of men admitted that they needed encouragement from their partner to talk to their doctor about concerns regarding this gland. Introducing your prostate. If this word makes you uncomfortable, you're not alone. Many men tend to bury their heads in the sand when it comes to their prostate, crossing their fingers and hoping that everything will magically work out in that department. And maybe you're one of those people. If you are, it's time to pull your head out of the sand. Prostate health is super important to talk about, as 13 out of 100 men will get prostate cancer sometime in their life. That makes this the second most common type of cancer in men, behind only skin cancer. It's also the second leading cause of cancer death among men. But cancer isn't the only thing that can affect this gland. Other prostate problems are also common, like prostate enlargement, which can cause symptoms like difficulty urinating, or, on the flip side, a sudden urgency to urinate. In fact, according to the Mayo Clinic, by the age of 50, almost half of men will show some symptoms of prostate enlargement. So none of this sounds like too much fun, right? What can you do about it? Well, caring for your prostate isn't as hard as you might think. Today, I'm going to let you in on a little secret. You can achieve prostate health by adding a few prostate-nurturing foods to your diet. No weird pills or uncomfortable operations needed. Just a quick trip to the kitchen or your local supermarket. Food number 1, apple peels. I know what you're thinking. Apple peels? What about like the rest of the apple? Well, you can go ahead and eat that too. It's not going to hurt you. But the peel of the apple is where you'll find the good prostate-aiding stuff. And that stuff is known as ursolic acid. A recent study published in the journal Precision Oncology found that this compound can help reduce prostate cancer cells. Additional studies have confirmed that ursolic acid causes prostate cancer cell apoptosis, a fancy word for cell death. And it can even work to prevent prostate cancer altogether. Dr. Greger, a physician, New York Times bestselling author, and renowned speaker on public health issues, talks about another study regarding apple peels and their effect on cancer cells.
Here are 2 cell lines of human prostate cancer and 2 of human breast cancer, growing merrily away in petri dishes. They're blissfully unaware that researchers at the University of Wisconsin were at Whole Foods buying some organic gala apples. The peels were thrown in a blender and a tiny bit dripped on the unsuspecting cancer cells, and then a bit more and a little more, and as you can see by the end, neither the prostate nor breast cancer cells were very happy about it.
The study that Dr. Greger references goes on to explain that in this experiment, apple peels suppressed the progression of cancer through 2 mechanisms. 1, it stimulated an important tumor suppressor gene, and 2, it slowed down the growth of prostate cancer cells. So I guess an apple peel a day really can keep the doctor away. Food number 2, sesame seeds. You've probably been told before that you should eat well, exercise regularly, and keep stress levels low for prostate health. But I bet you haven't been told that you should start eating sesame seeds. Although this advice sounds, I admit it, a little bit odd, there's a reason for it, and that's the sesame seeds are loaded with zinc. And zinc is important when it comes to prostate health. For instance, a study that was published in the Indian Journal of Urology found that men with prostate enlargement, which is also called BPH, or prostate cancer, have lower zinc levels. This indicates that there's a connection between adequate zinc levels and overall prostate health. Listen to Dr. Rachel Ross from the Emmy Award-winning show The Doctors talk about the role zinc plays in prostate health.
More than 16 studies have reported that zinc is markedly decreased in prostate cancer compared to normal and benign prostate tissue. And no study reported prostate cancer without a decrease in zinc levels so far.
The study Dr. Ross mentions from the journal Frontiers in Oncology shows that there's a clear correlation between zinc and prostate cancer. I should note, while this doesn't necessarily confirm causation, it certainly is promising. A word of caution though, don't overdo it on the zinc. Don't go out and start force-feeding yourself dozens of sesame seed bagels. While many doctors believe zinc is important in prostate health, they also caution that too much of it can do more harm than good. In fact, some research has even suggested that too much zinc may actually increase your risk of developing prostate cancer. So, like most things in life, it's best to find a happy medium. Food number 3, yellow curry. I know. What about green curry or red curry? Why just yellow? Well, the answer lies in what makes yellow curry yellow. This is a potent compound called curcumin, which is found in the spice turmeric. Curcumin has big benefits for your prostate, as outlined by Dr. Charles Myers, a renowned prostate cancer oncologist, in this interview with the Prostate Cancer Research Institute. Listen to what he has to say.
And its attraction is it blocks a major step that links inflammation to cancer. Curcumin is the only oral drug we have that blocks this inflammation pathway. It's strongly linked to cancer progression and plays a huge role in prostate and other malignancies.
As Dr. Myers says, curcumin is a key agent in blocking inflammation that leads to cancer. And guess what else it can do? A recent study found that when curcumin was combined with ursolic acid, that compound from apple peels, it suppressed the uptake of glutamine by prostate cancer cells. Glutamine is an amino acid that cancer cells feed on, so by blocking the uptake of it, the curcumin plus ursolic acid combo essentially starves the cancer cells. Pretty cool, right? Okay, so what if you don't like curry? Not to worry, you don't have to consume turmeric in curry form alone. Throw some on an egg scramble, roasted veggies, chicken. The possibilities are endless. A quick bonus tip. Heating turmeric is thought to increase its bioavailability, which makes it more easily absorbed by your body. Food number 4, cooked tomatoes. Do you know what makes tomatoes red? The answer? Lycopene. I know what you're thinking. Lyco what? Don't worry too much about the nomenclature here. Lycopene is just a carotenoid, or a certain type of pigment that works as a powerful antioxidant in your body. Lycopene has been shown to help reduce your risk of prostate cancer by reducing cell damage caused by annoying little cell destroyers known as free radicals. And because damaged or abnormal cells can morph into cancer cells, lycopene can act as a cancer preventative. In fact, a meta-analysis of 24 studies found that men who regularly consume tomatoes are less likely to get prostate cancer. Listen to what Dr. William Lee, president of the Angiogenesis Foundation, has to say about the role of tomatoes in preventing prostate cancer in this TED Talk.
Well, the best example I know is a study of 79,000 men followed over 20 years, in which it was found that men who consumed cooked tomatoes 2 to 3 times a week had up to a 50% reduction in their risk of developing prostate cancer.
But lycopene isn't just good for preventing prostate cancer. It can also help slow the progression of prostate enlargement. A study in the prestigious Journal of Nutrition, for instance, set out to measure the effect of regular lycopene doses on prostate enlargement. They concluded that whereas progression of prostate enlargement occurred in the placebo group, the prostate did not enlarge in the lycopene group. In other words, study participants who regularly consumed lycopene doses for 6 months saw a cease in prostate enlargement. Pretty cool, huh? Okay, it's time I address the elephant in the room. Why cooked tomatoes? What's wrong with good old raw tomatoes in their natural form? Well, nothing's wrong with them per se, but cooking makes lycopene way more bioavailable, so it's more easily absorbed by your body. A study carried out by researchers at Cornell University, for instance, found that cooking tomatoes for 2 minutes increased their lycopene content by 54%. But the real kicker comes when these researchers cooked tomatoes for 30 minutes. This increased their lycopene content by 164%. Let me say that again, a whopping 164%. So toss those tomatoes in a pot or a frying pan for a half an hour, and you've got yourself a lycopene super pill on your hands.